Hey guys, this is the first episode of the Sneezy podcast. I've always really wanted to start a podcast, but I never really knew how to or ever. So this is like the kind of like episode one or the introduction, and I'm also gonna like share my testimony out to begin with the episode. But my name is Lane. I also go by Sneezy on TikTok and whatever. But I really started to do. I really wanted to start posting on YouTube, but I never really knew what to do or like how to do things. And so I just listened to the Bryce Crawford podcast, and that encouraged me to start my own podcast. So the beginning of my testimony is really, I was always surrounded by the church. I grew up with a Church of Christ church in my old time before I moved here, and basically what the Church of Christ, what their beliefs are, is that only a certain amount of people, or they only those people go to heaven. They are very judgmental people, and it's also just filled with a bunch of old people. Because when I go, I was little. I was like probably the ages like up to when I was 10 years old. I would always go to that church, probably whatever, somewhere around there. And I never really knew who God was, and I also wouldn't really pay much attention during church as well. I would always play on a phone, or I would always just like I said, I won't really pay attention. And like I said, I didn't really know who God was because I was so little and no one really told me who God was. I just believed that there was a God and that he was a good person, and how Jesus was our savior and everything. I just really just learned the basics of Christianity. And so, um, and then I went to church those years, and it was fine. I was somewhat close with I was close to my family at the time with my dad's side, and then I kind of drifted off. Not really drifted off. I still believed in God, but I never really set God as my priority. I would never always think of what God think I would do, or not really God. I would never really think about would God appreciate me doing this? Would God like me doing this? Would God want me to do this? I never really thought about those things. And then later down the road, I was just like, what? Who is God? What is God? I never really talked to God. I never really opened my Bible. I got a Bible from when I was in like church pre-K, but I never really opened it. I would draw all over my Bible. It had no significance towards me. I never really understood it at the time because, like I said, I went to Church of Christ, and we just sung a bunch of songs. And I never really paid attention to church. So I didn't really know anything, and I thought that I was just all alone and I didn't have anyone to go to. I didn't think that I could go to someone. I was scared. My heart wasn't anywhere. It wasn't towards God. It wasn't pointed to Christ. And so I'd go to school. I was decently good at school. I had A's and B's sort of. And then my dad passed away in 2016, October 3rd. And that just put me in such a deep hole that I thought I would never be able to get out of. I thought I would never be able to talk to anyone. I thought I was dead inside. I thought I was just I thought I was just a person. I didn't think I had any significance towards anyone, and especially because when I was 6, well, no, I take that back. I went to church. I thought I was 10. No, no, no. I went, well, I think around 9-ish, because after my dad passed away in 2016, we moved here. But that's besides the point. And so when my dad passed away, that had so much trauma on me, especially because I was only 6 years old. And it caused my brain to have stutter. It's some kind of neurological thing. I never really knew how to explain it to people. All I know is after my dad passed away, if I got really nervous or if I got really uncomfortable, really awkward, I wasn't able to really speak in a full sentence. And I got made fun of because of that. I got picked on because of my stutter, and I couldn't help it because I was so just in a hole that I wasn't able to defend myself or be able to conquer that or be able to speak to anyone about that. And so when my dad passed away, it was just I felt like I was in a depression because again I was 6 years old. I had just lost my dad. I had two siblings, and my mom was single. Now she's a widow, and so she is a very strong woman, a very strong individual who helped us become the people who we are now. And so for those 3 years up to 2019 is when we finally moved to Temple, and I still just did not know who I was. I didn't talk to people. I like I said, I was new to the school, so I had no friends. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know who to trust. I didn't know um how to talk to people. I didn't know how to make friends because before I was very open. I would talk to anyone who had to. I would talk to anyone. I would get to know people. But ever since I hit that wall of my dad passing away, I was never able to get that back, the feeling of being able to talk to anyone I knew or talk to even strangers. And so when that happened, I my mental just went took just a big hit. I was very sensitive. I wasn't able to hold a conversation because I stuttered. And even when I moved to new school, I felt so out of pocket because no one else really had a stutter. They were all friends with people that they grew up with. I was just like, I felt just like I was there. No one really saw me, and I would still get made fun of because of my stutter because I was new. This was like the fifth grade because I came here. My first year was fourth grade, but that's when COVID hit, so I didn't have a full school year. It was spring break, I think 2020, I believe. That's when COVID hit. So yeah, I didn't go to yeah, so I guess I moved late 2019, came to school in 2020, and then went to school for that whatever amount of time. Then spring break hit. That's when COVID hit. So we were out of school for like 6+ months. So I wasn't able to talk to anyone. And so then that's when I started. What if I just opened my Bible? What if I talked to God? What if I was still able to make friends? So I had that thought for a really long time, like a couple years. And I was starting to open up to people. I started talking to people. I started to not let my stutter really affect me that much. And I was still very centered, self-centered. Not self-centered as in like whatever, but I was so like just in my bubble. I didn't want to talk to anyone, but I still tried to talk to people, you know? And so then when when I was doing that, I was like, what if I try to have my my relationship with God? And so I specifically remember, I don't remember the date, but I remember what happened. Okay. So this was 2024. Yeah. 20 yeah, I believe it's 2024. I was at the pool with my pop and Gigi, and I was like, I'm not posting the content that God wanted me to post. I don't The stuff I'm posting is just like trends and everything has no meaning, right? And so when I heard I heard a voice tell me to this was late at night, so I got back to my house. I was doom scrolling on TikTok, whatever, and I deleted all of my videos. I got rid of all of them, and the first two videos I posted they were slideshows. They weren't like an actual video. It was a slideshow. It was some it was something about I don't even remember what the slideshow was. It was something about God. It was like I looked up a picture of Jesus and God and I put some words over it and I posted it. And it did but that's not the the views and the likes didn't really matter to me. but I again, I didn't really know the significance for it. I didn't know if this was good or bad. Okay, so this is like July. I think this is July 30th or 31st. This was like 11:30, and God was telling me to post a video, open up my Bible, do a Bible verse, and post it. And so if you go back on my old like my this Sneeze Verses account, that was my first ever video. And like I said, I have a really bad stutter. I also did not like to talk in front of a camera. I still don't really like talking in front of a camera, but I've opened myself up and I'm getting out of my comfort zone to be able to talk to a camera. And so I stuttered really bad. I just looked up like a good Bible verse about whatever. And I turned my Bible and I highlighted it and I kind of explained it on how I interpreted it. And so that wasn't Caesar's account. That was like my first ever, like my first account that I started posting on. And I was like, okay, these videos aren't doing so well. What if I just make a backup account, name it not my name, I named it Sneezy's Verses. This word sneezy came from is we're a big Disney family. We are. We are a big Disney people. We go to Disney every year. And there's this place called Primetime. And what Primetime is basically is it's centered in the 50s. You you can't have your phone. You walkie talkie they call it. You have to eat your vegetables. No elbows on the table and respect one another. That's just basic rules, right? And they gave us um this like sailor type. I still have it. And basically what it was is they gave us all like the doors, and mine was Sneezy. And I was like, okay, let me try to pick a name that I know but no one else knows. So I'm going through things. I'm like, wow, what if I use Sneezy? So I used Sneezy for a long time, and then, and so that was pretty good. I was having fun. I loved posting, and then another obstacle hit me. I broke my collarbone. I was really um this is middle school, so I think seventh and eighth grade I was posting, and then I was really excited for high school football. I loved football. I was really excited to play football for my school and be because I was really good at football. I was on B team my seventh grade year, A team my eighth grade year, and I was always really excited for high school football. I was excited to play with my friends and play with good coaches and everything. And then the first day of pads, it was I don't remember the date, but at 6:30 on Tuesday, 6:30 in the morning, my collarbone snapped. And that was so gut wrenching that I worked this hard. I was going to every single practice through middle school. I was a really good. I loved football. That was my passion. I just deeply loved football. And then I broke my collarbone, and it again. I just felt like I was in a hole. I gave up on. I still posted, but it was just so. I don't really know how to explain it. I was just really hurt, and I was upset with I was upset with myself. I was upset with people. I was just really in a bad mood through that year. I was not able to play football. I lost all like the strength that I had. I had because I was out for a good like 6 months, and I was beginning a freshman. That was like the first month of my freshman year, and I was in a sling, and that's the most humiliating thing ever. That because from then on I was really injury prone. I broke my collarbone, I would sprain my ankle, I would hurt like my elbow, just everything. And but then I still felt like there was hope. The thing is I never lost hope. It sucked that I wasn't as happy as I was, but the thing is that I never lost hope. I never fully let go of God's relationship. I never fully. I was still really down. I was on my knees. I was hurt, but I never lost hope in God. I never gave up on God, and I never just let go of everything. I still had that hope. And I posted a video, and like I said, my stutter got really bad again because I used to take medicine for it. But then it it worked for a little bit, and then I gave up on it, right? And so I posted a video. I don't know if I was in a sling or not, but I stuttered so much in that video. I stuttered every single word. I was tired. I still really wanted posted videos, and I still really, really, really wanted to help people with Christ and with the relationship. And I put them, okay, let's just post it. It's not how I am, that's how God is. So I posted it. I went to bed and I look on my phone and the video just blows up. I'm like, is this real? And my count was maybe it just like hit maybe 1,000, 2,000 maybe in that area. Like it was very. I think it had above 1,000. I remember that. And I wake up and I'm like at 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, 90,000. I hit 100,000 followers. I'm like, this isn't real. This is not happening. And I was just like, from that one video of me stuttering, it, I don't know. But then I had that realization that my stutter isn't something that's bad. My stutter is the gift from God. Because the gift of God is different amongst everyone. It's different. Like the gift of God can be a variety of things. But I never stopped and think that, wow, my stutter is the gift of God. That's that's insane. And so from then on out, I was like, my stutter is who I am. I'm the kid who stutters. But I didn't think of it, oh yeah, he's the kid that stutters. No, he's the kid that stutters. That stutter is unique to him. You know who he is because he stutters. And from then on out, it still hurt me a little bit. It still didn't help. But I still liked my stutter. After then I was like, wow, my stutter is who Lane is. And from then on, I was posting every day. I really loved reaching out to people. There was a little bit that I got too cocky and I was like paying attention to the likes, I was paying attention to the views. But then I realized like that isn't what matters. What matters is I'm doing it for God. And that's the only person I'm doing it for. I'm not doing it for anyone else but God. And then everything was great. I think I hit like 200,000. I'm like, this is insane. And then I was watching a YouTube video, MMG. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but I really wanted his headphones because I like gaming. I think I like Turtle Beach right now, and I was on Google. I'm like, what headphones does MMG have? And I clicked. It was like a TikTok thing. I clicked on it. It age restricted me, and I was like, oh my goodness, all the progress I've made with God and how I've helped people is just down the drain. That's how I thought of it at first. And then it, ever since then, it for me, it's now I'm focusing on likes and views. I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus. So I've like turned in and out of posting videos and putting myself first, as in not putting myself first as a God first, but putting myself first before I help other people, if that makes any sense. And from then on, I felt like it just wasn't the same. And I'm trying my best to do do both, but it was very mentally hard at first because I was like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. But I thought of it, I was like, what if this is God telling me that I need to focus on myself, focus on my mental state, focus on what how I'm doing, focusing on how I can be a better person rather than just making a 3 minute video and posting it to TikTok, you know? And then after I kind of stopped for a little bit and I did start working on myself and then I realized that I was missing out on so much. And then I met Riley and dude, when you meet a girl that is just like you in every single way, and she helps you with everything. She guides you in the right direction. She is a woman of God. She is a person that you want to be with 24/7. That really has a huge impact positively on your life. And we've been dating for a year and 8 this month. And I cannot, the only words I can say of how positive she has helped me become a better person. We laugh, we make jokes, we talk to God, we go to church together, and just having those memories and being able to go to someone, talk to someone about your feelings who will understand is so good. And this is where I am now. I'm trying to have friendships with my friends. I have an amazing relationship with God. I have an amazing relationship with my girlfriend. And I feel like I've come so far 20 from 2016 when I was in a hole. I was just in a ditch, didn't know what to do. But now in 2020, 10 years, God has really changed my life for the greater good. And as I've had obstacles, life is never perfect. There's gonna be obstacles, but that's what makes life great. That is what challenges you to be a good person and helps you become a good person. And having the right people by your side and being able to talk to those people can really have a huge impact on your life and who you are and being able to learn about other people, if that makes sense, like learning who your friends are and being able to trust your friends. And so I really want to start a podcast because I've always really wanted to start one, but I never had the courage and I never really had the opportunity to. And I was on my walk and in my heart, I finally had the courage to post a video, make a podcast. So this is episode 1 of the Sneezy Pod. But the reason I want to share my testimony is because of how God has changed my life and really has guided me in the right direction and has challenged me because again we are his children, we are his. He wants us, he doesn't want life to be perfect. He wants us to be challenged with stuff but still conquer those obstacles and still be happy, live freely, and make choices on our own. But he's still there to help us no matter what. Even if you feel down, even if you feel like no one's there, God is always there no matter what. He'll never leave you. He will never, ever leave your side. God loves you so very much, and he wants the best for you no matter what. So keep trusting in God's plan. Keep loving God. Don't ever give up because God knows what you're going to do in the future. You don't know yet. So just have all your trust in God and keep walking with God. But yeah, I hope you appreciate these videos going to come out. Leave a comment if you want me to go over any topics or anything. I'm not going to post every single day. I might post every single day, but just let me know what y'all want to see and let me know if y'all like I like it. But just comment down below what y'all want to see, or if y'all want to see stuff behind, like if y'all want to see stuff besides just episodes and like my life and everything. So I'd be really greatly appreciated. Um, but yeah, Jesus loves you.